Hello everyone, this is Rex DeLeon. I'm going to be coming back for another AA video on Enchanters and Everquest, this time discussing the Depths of Darkhollow expansion. I have all of them pulled up on Everquest right now, but that's only because this Enchanter on the Corner server isn't high enough to get any AA right now. As you can see, I will be doing another challenge soon where I'll be getting a Enchanter leveled up solo. Just haven't had a chance to work on it as I've also been meaning to work on these AA videos more often. So I'm going to be finishing up these AA videos, then most likely working on a trade skill video for all the trade skills, and then I'll work on my solo game again. I'm also waiting to see if there's going to be a new TLP that comes in March or April. One of those two, I hope. And if so, then I'll start fresh on that TLP just to try to give the best example I can. So starting with the video, so for AA you get 5 more ranks of combat agility. They are 5 points a rank in Depths of Darkhollow. So this is actually rank 14 through 18 total if you bought all the ranks up till now. So the rank 14 increases your chance to avoid melee damage by 33%, and that goes up to 39% at rank 18. Then there's another 5 ranks of combat stability, again 5 AA points per rank, and that increases your AC soft cap at rank 14 by 37% and at rank 18 by 45%. So the armor class soft cap is the amount of armor class that functions at 100% effectiveness. Armor class gains in excess of this cap are reduced in effectiveness by a percentage based on your class and level. Due to enchanters being a caster, it basically doesn't, anything over that cap doesn't really help the enchanter a whole lot, but it still is better than nothing. So it does increase your ability a little bit over the cap, just not a lot. Now, if you're a tank, that's a different situation. The effectiveness increases if you're a tank. So the next ones are delayed death. There's 5 more ranks of those, going from rank 6 to rank 10. Again, 5 AA per rank, allowing you to go into the negative by 300 at rank 6 and up to negative 500 at rank 10. There are also 3 more ranks of Dire Charm, which is an interesting AA, I had to admit. I've never really been big on using it, but it does have its uses. But there are 3 more ranks for it in this expansion, going from rank 2 to rank 4, and basically just increases the level that you can use Dire Charm on. And just remember that these are going to be far less than the level of current mobs, and most of the time the devs don't put a whole lot of mobs that can be Dire Charmed in the zone, maybe 1 or 2. Like I know in the Torment of Velius in Eastern Waste there's a couple of bunnies that you can Dire Charm, but they are not very good tanks, and they don't do very good DPS either. It's more of just a toy. But as for the AA cost, the first rank costs 3 AA, the second rank costs 6 AA, and then the third rank costs 9 AA. And then next is Eldritch Rune, and that in Depths of Darkhollow goes from rank 4 to rank 8. Again, each one of these ranks is 5 AA per. I unfortunately don't have the exact amount that it goes up by, but if I remember correctly, I believe it is around 500 per rank that it will absorb. And I'll look into that a little bit more, but I believe that's what it is. there are 5 more ranks of First Aid, going from rank 4 to rank 8. 3 AA points per rank, increases the bandage amount by 20% and increases the bandage HP cap by 30% at the rank 4, up to increase bandage amount by 100% and increase bandage HP cap by 30% at rank 8. Next, there are going to be 3 ranks of Gift of Mana. That's 3 AA for the first rank at level 66, 6 AA at level 68, and 9 AA at level 70. So what this basically gives you is at rank 1, it gives you a 3% chance casting a damaging spell that's level 65 to 70 of having a proc go off where the next one only costs 1 mana. Then on rank 2, it gives you a 6% chance from level 65 to 70 spells to get that proc. And then at rank 3 gives you a 10% chance. Next AA is the innate See Invis. And basically all that basically is the ability to see Invis all the time. It's 9 AA at level 70. You can get that AA, but a lot of the helms at this point in the game have Faerun, which includes See Invis, so I don't really see why they added this AA, but it is there. So if you're a completionist and you want to fill your AA total and you have nothing else to spend it on, it's there. Next, there are going to be 5 ranks of projected somnolence. I probably misspelled that, probably pronounced that really, really badly. But it's a passive ability that grants your mez spells a 2% chance at rank 1 to trigger Deep Sleep. And the crippling spells a 100% chance to trigger Somnolence 1. So Deep Sleep 1 reduces your target's accuracy by 3%, and Somnolence 1 reduces your target's accuracy by 3% also. So when I use this, and I do purposely try to trigger this at times on raids, if I know that the mobs hit hard, especially a raid boss, I will use a mez spell, because most of my crippling spells are going to be not sticking or being overwritten by a shaman anyway. But there are 5 ranks of this, so the first rank is 5 AA, and each rank after that is also 5 AA. The first rank gives you a 2% chance to trigger this, then rank 2 is a 4% chance, 6% at 3, 8% at 4, and 10% at 5. And then lastly, for this expansion, you have 5 ranks of silent casting. That's 5 AA per rank, and that's 1 rank per level, 66 through 70. And so what this ability does is when activated, it reduces the amount of hatred your spells generate at rank 1 by 20%, all the way up to 85% at rank 5. So that's really good when you're doing a burn on a mob, just to guarantee that you're not pulling hate from the tank. So now my recommendations as to the order. As always in my previous videos, I have always said, and I always will, to get combat agility and combat stability first. It's always better, and it's easier to live longer to do more damage if they miss you more often, and when they do hit you, to hit you for less. So combat agility and stability are always going to be my #1 picks. And then delayed death is alright. I would save that towards the end, just because it's a nice thing to have. It can save you, especially if you have a dot on you that from a raid boss, but at the same time, it's not a good idea to rely on that. Dire Charm is a toy, like I explained earlier. You can get it if you want. If you want to save it towards the end, it won't hurt you at all. It's not useful in raids at all, and it's a toy in groups and soloing, but it's fun. I mess with it sometimes. Eldritch Rune is also important. I would get that somewhat in the middle, just because it's always nice to absorb damage, and first thing you should do as an enchanter is always make sure all your runes are up, as well as your mitigation AAs if they have like a long cooldown. What I typically do is right before an event starts or a few minutes, like if we're just waiting, I'll hit my AAs for mitigation like Veil of Mind Shadow, and then even though it has a 30-minute cooldown, by the time I most likely will need it next, it will be up again. First aid is useless as an enchanter. If you need to bandage yourself, you have bigger issues. Then one thing I would get next after combat agility and stability first is the Gift of Mana AAs. Those are really, really good AAs, and it's really nice to be able to land multiple spells and have like the second spell only cost 1 mana. It can save your mana pool over a long duration fight. Like I said, C and Biz, it's up to you. I personally still to this day don't have it. Projected Semblance would be third on my list, especially if you raid. That way you can have that accuracy debuff on the mob, and it doesn't have to be a high level mez. You can actually use your level 4 mez spell to save mana and just spam it over and over until you get a deep sleep proc. So that is what I do on raids. And also if you're a raider, I would get silent casting all 5 ranks after projected somnolence. So I want to thank you all for watching and hope you have a great night.